Wales have their tails up and will be looking to build even more confidence against Portugal. My name's Mark. Let's talk rugby. Wales versus Portugal. It's in the Stade de Nice in Nice. It's on Saturday the 16th of September. Kickoff is 4:45 BST. This is world number 8 versus world number 16. So Wales climbing a couple of spots there from 10th place following their win against Fiji at the weekend. So we're going to start with the Welsh team. So front row, we got Smith, Lake, and Lewis. So, kind of Dowie Lake is the captain there. It's kind of, I guess, a mix. It's not really a second choice front row, but it's certainly not their strongest front row either. The second row then definitely not the strongest. You got Christ Shionza and Jenkins in there. Still two really good players. Back row then is Lydiot, Reffel, and Falatau. So no Jack Morgan starting for them, but still all quality players there. The halfback pairing, you got Williams and Anscombe there. I thought Tomas Williams coming into the tournament, he might have actually been the starting nine, but it looks like he's got a bit more to prove. So expect him to have a good game in this one. Anscombe, he's kind of looked like he maybe wasn't even going to go to the World Cup, and now he gets to start one of the games. So again, another player with something to prove. Rio Dyer, had a really good Six Nations. Not amazing in the warm ups, and probably because in the URC as well, if his form maybe dipped a little bit with the Dragons, as a team dipped towards the end of the season. But he's still a quality player, and hopefully he can bag himself a couple of tries in this one. You got Lewis Rees-Zammit on the other wing. We all know about his pace to burn, but we want to see more from him. We want to see him coming into the line and getting involved a bit more and getting on that score sheet. The centres then, you got Williams and Grady. So, still a pretty inexperienced centre combination there. And, giving them game time together, I think is good. You got Lee Halfpenny there at fullback, tons of experience. And, the guy never really lets his country down. But the one thing with I think the Welsh fullbacks is him. Halfpenny and Liam Williams, both of them are a little bit injury prone. So, but hopefully Halfpenny comes through this one without any problems. Then on the bench you got Elias, Domachescu, and Francis. So more kind of the first liners there really. And then you got Adam Beard as well. You got Tame Basham. So plenty of some bigs like Domachescu, you can't really say experience by coming off the bench, but certainly more players who've been starting and prefer to start more recently to come off the bench. You got Davis as well there at 9. You got Costello, who I thought was probably going to be the starting 10 for the World Cup. The bigger seems to have the slot at the moment. Then you got Josh Adams, covering the rest of the back line then at 23. So, lots of changes made, but still plenty of quality to come off that bench to maybe, help blow out the score towards the end. We're going to have a look now at the Portugal team. So, again, with players I'm not familiar with, probably going to butcher a lot of the names, so apologies. But again, I think it's one of the joys of Rugby World Cups is that you get to watch teams that generally you don't get the chance to. It's kind of very hard with so much rugby on during the year to to get to see these teams outside of Rugby World Cups. I'm hoping to maybe, after this Rugby World Cup start, covering a little bit more of the second tier in Europe in terms of, the test matches and stuff, but we'll see. That's for the future, but this is a good kind of introduction for me, really, to a lot of these players, I think. So, the front row, we've got Francisco Fernandez, Mike Tadger, and Anthony Alves. Second row then is Martin Bello and Stevie Cerqueira. Then the back row is João Granate, Nicholas Martins, and Rafael Simoes. The halfbacks, you got Samuel Marquez and Geronimo Portella. Wingers then are Rodrigo Marta and Vincent Pinto. Pinto at least is one that I've seen before a couple of times. Centres then got Tomas Appleton and Jose Lima. At the at fullback then we got Nuno Sosa Guedes. On the bench then we have David Costa, or maybe David Costa. We got Lionel Camperu, Diogo Ferreira, Thibaut Freitas, David Wallace, or David Wallace maybe, Pedro Lucas, Yodis Moura, and Rafael Storti. So yeah, a lot of these players not too familiar with, hoping to see a bit of them at the weekend, and kind of pick out a few of them that from kind of game to game through the pool I can kind of track their progress and stuff like that. So how do I think the game is going to go? Well, no surprises that I'm going to say that Wales are going to win, and I think Wales, they really did surprise me the way they played against Fiji. Like just their attack, like they showed nothing in attack at all in the Six Nations or their warm-up games, and then they just produced that against Fiji. So I'm expecting some good things from them here against Portugal. They're going to run up a pretty tidy score, I think, but hopefully Portugal can at least make it interesting for part of the first half, and the closer they get to halftime, really with it not being like a blowout would be great. And then as a neutral, you always want to see the minnows getting a try against one of the big nations. But yeah, I think it's going to be a comfortable win for Wales in this one.